This weekend is normally a big one for travel, but will record high gas prices affect how many people are on the roads? Allie Blake talked to experts to find out.
As we head into Memorial Day weekend, many Kentuckians are heading out on the roads despite high gas prices. After multiple summers of canceling plans due to the pandemic, people are ready to just get out and about. AAA of the Bluegrass estimates over 39 million Americans will travel this weekend, and over 500,000 of them will be from Kentucky. In addition to summer travel, flight costs are also up, and it's estimated there will be a 25% increase of passengers flying to their destination compared to last year's this summer. Lori Weaver Hopkins with AAA of the Bluegrass says that most families are going to go regardless and cut costs in other areas.
A lot of people said, hey, we're taking that trip anyway, we're going to cut that budget elsewhere. Today we're looking at gas prices that are right around the $4.60 mark nationwide. Here in Kentucky we're averaging just under $4.30. People are cutting the budget in other places but still taking their trips. So maybe they won't dine out quite as much, maybe they won't do as many paid tours, whatever it takes.
AAA of the Bluegrass say gas prices are expected to continue to increase this summer, so if you're making travel plans, to plan accordingly. In Georgetown, Allie Blake, WKYT.
We have more car maintenance tips to save this summer over on our website. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention updated its guidance for Americans ready to head overseas this summer. The agency has moved 5 international destinations to its high-risk category for travelers. That means if you don't have up-to-date COVID-19 vaccines, the CDC suggests avoiding these areas. And that updated list now includes Belize, Montserrat, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as well as Eswatini. The level 3 category is the agency's second highest for determining risk of getting and spreading COVID-19. One community in Floyd County is mourning the loss of a volunteer firefighter. 59-year-old Philip Cottle died on Monday due to an apparent heart attack while he was on duty. Cottle was a husband, father, grandfather, and friend to many, and folks say he would help anyone he could. Fellow firefighters from Wayland Volunteer Fire Department and Garrett Volunteer Fire Department remember him as someone they could depend on and a close friend.
Anytime you lose one like this right here, it breaks, it takes some away from the family. But I'll give him credit. He was good at what he done.
Garrett Volunteer Fire Department Assistant Chief Grady Allen also said he was a valuable member of the department and everyone in the community will miss him dearly. We'll have more on Cottle's story from family and friends coming up tonight at 6. The 2022 Atlantic hurricane season officially begins next week, and today the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration announced they predict it'll be another busy season. Scientists say there could be up to 21 named storms, of which 6 could become major hurricanes, packing winds of 111 miles per hour or higher. FEMA's administrator, Deanna Criswell, says recent storms intensify quickly and hover over land much longer than in previous years. FEMA encourages all Americans to know their risk. That includes people who do not live along the coast. They say having an evacuation plan in place could save your life.
It's a forecast similar to last year, which had 21 named storms, 7 hurricanes and 4 major hurricanes. Though the irony is we, for the first time in 7 years, have not had a storm form before the official start of hurricane season on June 1st, though again, we still have a week to go. Around the mountains, all is quiet for right now. I-75 at Mount Vernon seeing a little bit of that sunshine poking through this afternoon, though the overcast sticks with us. Buffalo Mountain in southern Perry County sitting at 66 there. It's been a rather mild day today. We should be in the upper 70s this time of year, and while some are making a run at that into portions of the Cumberland Valley, where it's 75 in Jacksboro, 75 in Middlesboro, 77 in Jonesville, everybody else remains in the upper 60s or low 70s at this hour. The good news remains dry, a clean sweep around the region. The last of those clouds pushing on out, but look to our south. Showers not far away as a warm front draws closer to the mountains. It's something we'll contend with later on. Mostly cloudy, maybe a stray shower later on tonight. Otherwise, it's mild and muggy in the mid-60s for overnight lows. I'll have the latest on when storms move in and if any of those could be on the strong side coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Evan, thank you. If you're joining us late, we continue to follow breaking news out of Texas, where at least 2 children have died in an active shooter incident at a Texas elementary school. Several more injured, we understand. That comes on the same day a new FBI report finds active shooter attacks are on the rise, up more than 50% in 2021 from the year before, leaving at least 103 people dead and 140 wounded, not including the shooters. The FBI defines an active shooter as one or more individuals actively engaged in killing or attempting to kill people in a populated area. CBS's Natalie Brand reports from Washington.
As family and friends continue to pay tribute to the victims of the Buffalo supermarket massacre, a new FBI report details the rise in active shooter attacks in the U.S. The agency counted 61 incidents last year, up more than 50% from 2020 and up nearly 100% over 4 years.
When I started this effort 10 years ago, I never thought that we were going to see these kinds of numbers.
Retired FBI Special Agent Catherine Schweitz launched the agency's active shooter program after Sandy Hook. The FBI's new report shows active shooter incidents spanned 30 states. 12 of the incidents were considered mass killings, including last year's supermarket attack in Boulder, Colorado that killed 10 people.
This means risks every place in the country, risks in businesses, risks in every place you go, whether it's to church on Sunday or whether it's to the mall on Saturday or whether your kid goes to school.
The FBI also noted the emergence of roving active shooters who targeted their victims in multiple locations over the course of 1 or more days. While overall incidents are up, experts see one encouraging trend in the report: casualties per incident are down.
That's possibly because law enforcement is engaging more with these shooters and getting to the scenes faster. That's what I think.
Schweitz urges community members and family members to also be vigilant and report any warning signs to authorities. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
In 2021, law enforcement took 30 of the suspected shooters into custody. 11 died by suicide, while 14 were killed by law enforcement. 1 remains at large. 2 law enforcement officers were killed during the attacks and 5 were injured. President Biden is on his way back to the U.S. after a 5-day trip to Asia. The president met with the leaders of Australia, Japan, and India. India stands alone among the Quad members, remaining neutral in Russia's war in Ukraine, and the president would not say whether he asked the prime minister to take a harder stance against Russia. But all 4 members agree they cannot allow the same thing to happen in the Indo-Pacific.
Fundamental principles of international order, territorial integrity and sovereignty, international law, human rights must always be defended, regardless of where they're violated in the world.
While the meeting was taking place, Russian and Chinese fighter jets conducted military exercise over the Sea of Japan and the East China Sea, just 1 day after the president remarked that the U.S. would provide military support to Taiwan if China invaded. Dave McCormick's campaign has filed a lawsuit to have all undated ballots counted in Pennsylvania's too close to call Senate primary race. McCormick is currently narrowly trailing rival Dr. Mehmet Oz in Tuesday's Republican primary. The lawsuit seeks to force all 67 counties to count ballots that were received on time but submitted without a handwritten date on the envelope. It cites a recent court ruling related to a local election from November 2021. As of Tuesday morning, Oz leads McCormick by just 983 votes. He's fighting back against McCormick's effort to have undated ballots counted. Elections are causing quite the commotion down in Georgia. Former President Donald Trump is trying to seek influence on Georgia's elections today. Both Trump and his former Vice President Mike Pence have chosen different candidates in the Republican primary for governor. Pence is pushing for current Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, whereas Trump pushed former Senator David Perdue to enter the governor's race. The nationwide shortage of baby formula has been a hot topic for Congress. Several House committees are exploring how the government can ease the shortages. The House Committee on Oversight and Reform has sent letters to 4 companies that make baby formula in regards to the supply chain issues. The House Energy and Commerce Committee has a hearing on the shortage Friday. There's a new coffee shop coming to downtown Pineville this week. If you've been around Harlan County or Williamsburg lately, you may have tried Moonbow Tipple or Moonbow Mercantile for coffee and treats. Now the owners are bringing the coffee to Pineville. It's opening Thursday, May 26th, right beside the Butcher's Pub downtown.
Well, we love coffee at Moonbow. We already own Moonbow Tipple, a coffee place in Harlan. We also have Moonbow Mercantile in Williamsburg. And, you know, Pineville has such a lovely downtown. It's just bustling, it's beautiful.
The new coffee shop is opening just in time for the Kentucky Mountain Laurel Festival. So if you're in Pineville for the weekend, you can be some of the first to try the new Moonbow coffee. Coming up on First at 4, diesel prices are going up the same as any other fuel, but what you may not realize is the impact this can have on your wallet.
And showers and storms are back in the forecast to suit us tomorrow. I'll have the latest on whether any of those could be on the strong side. Coming up next.